In this lesson, we'll continue working on the wheel. Okay, so we've got this outer portion kind of created. We now need to create some spokes. So the first thing that I'm going to do is go ahead and refine this area just a little bit more. So I'll take this and select this entire ring right here and go ahead and connect an edge right in here, kind of right along there. So something that will be kind of the width of the spokes that you want. Let's say OK to that. I'm now going to select this edge right along the where it changes direction there. Go ahead and select that loop and let's chamfer that just a little. Give it a very small amount. Okay, so just something like that. All right, and let's add just one more right in here to kind of fill things out. So we're thinking ahead here as far as what kind of resolution we're going to need to actually make sure these are sharp when we smooth this. All right, so we've got 1, 2, 3 that we're able to use here. All right, so the next thing that we want to do is create the sort of the inside of the wheel. And to do that, we're going to use a cylinder. So we'll go to Create, Geometry, Standard Primitives, and let's create a cylinder. And let's draw that out from the center. And we'll come out to about there. And just add a little bit of height to that. And give it a positive height. And we'll have to go to Modify to do that. And then we'll move it over and get it kind of into position here. So you can see here from the side, we'll kind of move it out just slightly. Now for the sides, we had 60 sides on this guy. I'm going to have this be about 30 sides. And the reason for that is the way that we're going to start to connect some of these things up. Okay, so I want to line things up a little bit better by taking this outer ring, and instead of having a line right in the center, I want to actually have a face there, or a polygon. So I'm going to rotate this just slightly. Okay, so that our polygon is actually in the middle. Okay, there we go. And I'm going to do the same thing down here. Okay, so it looks like we're good. Let me turn on our cap segments. So yeah, that should be lined up nicely. All right. The next thing I want to do is make sure I've got the appropriate resolution in here to match up. So we've got 1, 2, 3 faces going this way, or 3 polygons going this way. So I need to add a little bit of res right in here. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and convert this to an editable poly. Get an edge selection, select that ring, and now let's run connect with 2 segments. Let's go ahead and slide those down here. Okay. Say, and we'll add, let's go ahead and say OK to that, and then we'll just select this edge, select the loop, and move it forward till we get something like that. Okay, so the next thing we want to do is attach this piece to this piece. Okay, so we can go to Edit Geometry, Attach, and we'll attach that piece. So now these are it's one piece of geometry right here. Okay. All right, so now we need to create the actual spokes themselves. Now to do this, we're going to use a group of 3 divisions here to create this. All right, so what we would do is go into a polygon selection. All right, and we're going to start just by selecting from the top. So we've got 1, 2, 3, and we want to select 3. So you basically have a group of 9 polygons. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 right in here. Okay, we're going to click on the corresponding 9 polygons down here. Okay, so we've got those and those selected. We're going to now go down to Edit Polygons, Bridge. Okay, and let me make sure that the twist is set. So we might want to turn our twist a little bit, because you can see some of those polygons were being connected to polygons that we don't really want, so we have the correct number. We also can add some segments. So let's add maybe 3 segments so that we can add a little bit of shape to this. Okay, and we'll say OK to that. We can now select these edges. Okay, I can select those edges, and we can just kind of pull this out to give it a little bit more shape. Okay, and you can add as many divisions as you want to. All right. And then what we want to do is we want this to be nice and tight in here, so we'd make this an edge selection. Select the ring, and we'll go ahead and connect one line up the top so that if we smooth this, it'll be nice and tight. Okay, right up in there. And we do the same thing down here. Go ahead and move this down. Select that ring, and then we could connect one across there. Slide this down all the way down here. Okay, so now to create the next one, we're actually going to skip 3 down here. So we've got 3 kind of polygons here. We're going to skip 3, 1, 2, 3, and then select these. Okay, all the way across, and all the way across. Now, rather than skipping 3 up here, that would put this connected to, right up here, which is not what we want. We're going to actually skip 9. Okay, so we'll go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I think that's right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 9, and then, so we want to actually connect that up right here. Okay, so we'll select this one, and this one. Okay, so these are the ones we're now going to bridge across. Again, run the same bridge. Make sure that you twist it. If it's a little bit twisted there, you can turn on the twist 1. And I just had to set mine to 1. Yours may be different. And go ahead, and I've got 3 segments again just to match things up. Take those edges and select the entire loops and just pull that out to give it a little bit more shape. So you can see how planning this out so that we have less geometry around here, more geometry around here, we're able to make this nice and clean. Okay, so we're skipping basically 9 divisions here versus 3 here. We've got 60 going around the entire perimeter, and then 30 on this one. So it all matches up nicely. So what you want to do is just go around and do the same thing that we did on this one all the way around. Okay, and if we take a look here, you should have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 spokes, and then the spaces in between. All right, so why don't you go ahead and finish that up, and I'm going to do the same thing. It's the exact same process, just skip another 3, select those, skip another 9, select those, and you should come out nice and cleanly there. All right, so in the next lesson, we'll come in with the spokes created, just as far as we've gotten on here. I won't do anything extra. And then we'll come in and start to add some detail into the inside here and figure out the rest of this wheel. Okay, so we'll go ahead and finish that up and come in the next lesson and continue.